Good morning, my dear students. In today's class, we are going to learn one more new lesson called here the ancient civilization of the world. And we know that in the earlier class, we have studied the ancient civilization of India. So, in today's class, we will be learning the ancient civilizations of the world here. And we have already known that here there are four important civilizations of the ancient civilization of the world here. So, namely the Mesopotamian civilization, Harappan civilization, and Egypt civilization and Chinese civilization. But we have already discussed among the four civilizations, one of the civilization called here, among the four civilizations, the Harappan civilization, or we call it Indus Valley civilization. We have already discussed in the earlier class here. So the remaining civilizations we are going to study today's class here. And we know that these all civilizations flourished in the river valleys or originated in the river valleys. So, namely here, the Indus Valley civilization originated in the Indus Valley or Harappan civilization, and the Mesopotamian civilization originated in the river valleys called here Tigris and afterwards Euphrates, and later the Egyptian civilization originated in the Nile Valley, and Chinese civilization originated in the Wango Valley here. So, these all civilizations we know that originated in the river valleys here. So, in this today's class, we are going to learn the one more civilization called here Egypt civilization here. Okay, the lesson is ancient civilizations of the world. Ancient civilization of the world. So in this lesson we will be learning the four civilizations of the world. Already we have known that here which are the four civilizations of the world. Okay, so namely here Egypt civilization. Okay, and second one is here Indus Valley civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, and fourth one is Chinese civilization. And in the beginning I have told here, so one among these civilizations, that is Indus Valley civilization, we have already discussed in the earlier class. So in today's class we are going to discuss about Egypt civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, if possible the Chinese civilization also we will be studying in this class. So let's move on to Egypt civilization. And I have already told here this Egypt civilization originated in the river valley called here Nile River. The Nile Valley, the Egypt civilization originated here. And also the Egypt is also called here gift of Nile. Egypt is also called here what here gift of Nile. So why we call the gift of Nile means nothing but I have already told here what is that this Egypt civilization originated in the river valley called here Nile Valley here. So because of that reason we called Egypt is the gift of Nile here. Okay, and who were living in the Egypt, they were called here Egyptians. They were called Egyptians, and these Egyptians were expert farmers here. These Egyptians were the expert farmers. They were expert farmers here, and also to measure the time. They have invented a calendar also here. So what they have invented here? They have invented a calendar. So why means nothing but here they have invented the calendar to, why means to measure the time also here. Okay, and also they have mastered in the art of writing here, and also they have mastered in the art of writing, which was a symbolic language, and also see here, and also it contains the small writings, and also the language they were mastered in the what here art of writing, which was the symbol of a language here, and also it contains small drawings also here, and which has been called here hieroglyphics. What here? Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. Then what is the meaning of here? Hieroglyphics means nothing but sacred writings. What is the meaning of this? Sacred writings. Which is called here sacred writings means nothing but hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics is called here sacred writing here. And also when we come to the Nile Valley means nothing but, okay, Nile River. I have already told the Egypt is called the gift of a Nile here. So we know that in the rainy season, most probably in the rainy season, the rivers, lakes are all full of water here. The same way, the Nile River also would transform. The Nile River also would transform into huge lake here. Huge lake during the rainy season. During the rainy season, it convert as a huge lake here. Okay, and the summer time, we know that in the summer time, so all of the rivers and lakes will become here, will dry up. Okay, will dry up. When means in the summer time here. So this Nile valley, I told you in the rainy season, it is full of the water here. And also this Nile valley, it is useful for the people and the animals also here. Then how it is useful for the people and the animals means nothing but, so this fertile land, this Nile valley is which is very fertile land here, and it is useful for the many. So how it is useful means nothing but it provide food for the people here. It provide the food for the people because it is a I told here it is a fertile land. Fertile land means nothing but they can grow more and more crops here. So in that way here it provides what means nothing but food for the people, and also it provide grazing land to the animals, and also it provide grazing land to, which means nothing but to animals here, and also it provide labor for hundreds of people here, and also this land provide labor for hundreds of people here. Which one? The Nile valley here. Okay, and also when we come to the peasants and citizens of the Egypt here, peasants and especially the peasants and afterwards citizens of the Egypt, see in their leisure time, they were engaging in the artistic works here. Who were engaging in the artistic works in their leisure time is nothing but especially the peasants, Egyptian peasants and afterwards citizens, they were engaging in the what means nothing but in the artistic work. And also the Egypts were created the role of priest also. The Egypts were also created what here? The role of the priest. So why they created that role of priest means nothing but, so in order to what? Interpret the nature here. In order to interpret what, they created the role of priest. They created the role of a priest. Why means nothing but in order to interpret the nature, and also to explain it, so they have created the role of a priest, and these priests were scholars, here, and also they shouldered the responsibility. Who? The priest shouldered the responsibility of protecting the written documents here. Who were shouldered the responsibility means nothing but here the priests shouldered the responsibility of what here? Protecting the written documents here. Okay, and one more important thing of this Egyptians means nothing but they believed in life after the death here. And also they have believed life after the death. Then who believed here means nothing but the Egyptians believed the life after the death. Okay, and also here they believed that here the Egyptians believed that the man had to give an account of his deeds, on earth to Osiris. From here to Osiris. The man had to give an account of his deeds on earth to whom means nothing but to Osiris. So what is this Osiris means nothing but it is the most powerful god of life and death here. Okay, powerful god of life and death. Which is the powerful god of life and death means nothing but Osiris is the powerful god of life and death here. Okay, and also I told here they believed the life after the death. So because of this reasons here, the Egyptians used to preserve the dead body here. Okay, because they believed life after the death. So because of this reason, so what they were doing is nothing but they used to preserve the dead body here. Okay, they used to preserve what here? They used to preserve the dead body. See, they used to preserve the dead body here. Then how they were preserving the dead body? See, they were smearing various chemicals. They were smearing what here? Various chemicals on the dead body here. Okay, on the dead body, because if they leave like that only means nothing but it will decompose. What? The dead body will become decomposed here. So because of to avoid that one here, they were smearing what means nothing but various chemicals on the dead body, and also the dead body was wrapped with the thin cloths. The dead body was wrapped with the what here? Thin cloths. They were smearing the various chemicals, and also they wrapped with the what here? Thin cloths. So this kind of this sort of preservation we call here mummy. So this kind of preservation or this sort of preserved dead body we call here mummy. Okay, we know about already mummy here. Mummy means nothing but here dead body. Okay, mummy means nothing but dead body here. The sort of preserved dead body here. The sort of preserved dead body we call here mummy here. And also this dead body they used to keep in the specially designed coffin here. Where they were keeping this one is nothing but the specially designed coffin. Okay, they were keeping in the coffin here, and with the items needed for the day-to-day life. Okay, what they needed the items for the day-to-day life, that, and also the small dolls of cook and afterwards barber. The small dolls of cook and barber also they were keeping with the what here dead body here. So why they were keeping the small what dolls of what here cook and afterwards barber, and afterwards the useful things also they were keeping with the dead body. Why is nothing but to fulfill their future needs. To fulfill their future needs here, they were keeping what here these things also with the dead body. So this kind of process we call here mummification. What here? This kind of preservation of the dead body and the process of the dead body process we call here mummification here. Okay. And also the one more important thing of the Egyptians, that is pyramids also here. So they have constructed the pyramids also. So what these pyramids? See, we know about already pyramids. Pyramids are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Pyramids are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world here. Okay, then why they were constructing the pyramids here? Okay, and here The pyramids, Egyptians built tall towers here. Pyramids means nothing but it is a tall towers here. These were built on the graves here, grave. These were built on the graves here. So by using what here? By using the huge blocks of stone. By using the huge blocks of stone here. See, they built this pyramids here. Okay. Then why did they build this what pyramids means nothing but in order to protect the eternal sleep of the dead here. So protect in order to protect the eternal, what is the meaning of eternal means nothing but here permanent. Okay, eternal sleep of a dead. See, in order to protect the eternal sleep of the dead here, they have constructed what here? Huge pyramids here. Okay, on what here? On the graves. They have constructed these huge pyramids. Why is nothing but in order to protect the eternal sleep of a dead also here. To construct this pyramids here, they need huge money also. So, because of this reason, kings and wealthy persons who here, the kings and wealthy persons vied with each other here. They vied with each other. Why means nothing but here to construct or to build the taller and taller towers here. Who vied with each other here means nothing but kings and afterwards wealthy people vied with each other. Why means nothing but to build taller and taller towers here called pyramids here. And these structures only we call here pyramids. By who called these pyramids means nothing but the Greeks. So Greeks called these huge structures as a pyramids here. Okay. So this is about pyramids. See, afterwards we know that here many of the rulers ruled this Egypt empire also here. So many of the rulers ruled this Egyptian empire. Then who ruled? And the rulers they called here the kings of the Egypt. The kings of the Egypt were called here Pharaohs. What we call them here? We call them Pharaohs here. Then what is the meaning of this Pharaoh? Is nothing but here a person who lives in a palatial house here. Pharaohs means nothing but here a person who lives in a palatial house called here Pharaoh. Pharaoh means nothing but here a person who lives in a palatial house. The kings who ruled Egypt here, they were called here Pharaohs here. Okay, Pharaohs means I told already a person who lives in a palatial house. So later, after the 20th century, here, Arabian Shepherd tribe. Which tribe here? Arabian Shepherd tribe called here Hyksos. Which one here? Hyksos. So Hyksos is a Arabian Shepherd tribe. See, Arabian Shepherd tribe called Hyksos attacked on Egypt. And they have ruled for 500 years. How many years here? They have ruled for 500 years. See, but after the and also Jaws who came by wandering to seek the shelter here. Who here? The Jaws who came by wandering and also to seek the shelter here. They assisted whom here? They assisted the Hyksos. In which matters means nothing but in the collecting of the taxes and also in the administration of the empire here. See, the Jaws assisted Hyksos here in the collecting of the taxes and also in the administration here. Okay, but in the year 1700 BC, in the 1700 BCE, when means the year called as 1700 BC here. So these Hyksos drove out of the country here. Drove out of the country by whom means nothing but by Thebes. Okay. In the 1700 BCE, Thebes drove Hyksos out of the country here. It means nothing but the Egypt came under the rule of Thebes. After whom here? After Hyksos here. Okay. But after the 1000 years, after the Thebes, after the 1000 years, okay, Egypt came after the 1000 years. After the 1000 years, so Egypt came under the rule of Sardanapalus of Assyria. See, Egypt came under the rule of whom here? Sardanapalus of Assyria. When means after the 1000 years. Okay. Then after the Sardanapalus here, the Egypt came under the rule of Persian emperor, called here Persian emperor, called Cambyses. So Cambyses, he captured Egypt when means nothing but in the 6th century. In the 6th century, he captured Egypt here. Okay. First it was under the rule of Sardanapalus. Afterwards, in the 6th century, who occupied the Egypt means nothing but Cambyses, who was the Persian emperor here. He captured the Egypt here. But later, in this 4th century, what happened? In the 4th century, the Greek ruler called here Alexander. Who here? Alexander. See, he occupied Egypt in the which century means nothing but in the 4th century. In the 4th century, he occupied which one? Egypt. See, after that, Egypt came under the province of Macedonia here. Okay, when means nothing but after the occupation of the Egypt by whom here? Alexander, it came under the province of Macedonia. And one of the military general of Alexander called who here? Ptolemy. See, Ptolemy, who was Ptolemy? He was the military general of the Alexander, one of the military general of Alexander here, and he established his own dynasty called here Ptolemy dynasty of the Ptolemy here. He established a dynasty of Ptolemy here, and also he found a city called here Alexandria. Which city here? He found the city called Alexandria. Okay, who found the city called Alexandria means nothing but Ptolemy, who was the military general of the Alexander. He found the city called here Alexandria. Okay, but after the Ptolemy here, Cleopatra, who here? Cleopatra, and she was the last Egyptian queen. Who here? She was the last Egyptian queen. Who? Cleopatra was the last Egyptian queen here, and she was attacked. She was attacked by whom is nothing but here Romans. She was attacked by whom here? Romans here. See, Romans attacked on Cleopatra, but during that time also she did not fear. She tried her level best to save her country. She tried her level best to save her country here. Who? Cleopatra. Okay, but after that, and also Romans feared of her beauty. Romans also feared of her beauty. Whose beauty here? Cleopatra's beauty, rather than her troops. Romans feared of her beauty rather than her troops here. And also she successfully defeated the Romans twice. She successfully defeated whom here? The Romans twice here. But after that, what happened? the Caesar. Okay, now the Romans ruler called here Caesar, and his successor called Augustus. Okay, Caesar successor. Who here? Caesar successor here, Augustus. Augustus was the successor of the Caesar, and also he was the son-in-law of Caesar. Who? Augustus was the son-in-law of Caesar also. See, he attacked on Cleopatra and he defeated her. Who defeated her means nothing but Augustus defeated Cleopatra here. Okay, and also he planned to carry her away. And also he planned to carry her away. But when he planned to carry her away, she consumed poison here. Who consumed poison here? Cleopatra consumed poison and ended her life here. Okay, who ended her life means nothing but Cleopatra. By consuming the poison here, she ended her life. But after the death of Cleopatra, because I already told she was the last Egyptian queen here. She was the last Egyptian queen. So after the death of Cleopatra here, Egypt directly came under the province of here Rome here. Okay, it came under the province of Rome. Egypt came under the province of Rome here. So these are the highlights of here Egyptian civilization. And Egyptian civilization is also called the gift of Nile here. Okay, and in that we have already studied about the pyramids and afterwards hieroglyphics. Okay, the rulers of the Egyptian civilization here. Okay, so hope you all understood this Egyptian civilization. Next we move on to Mesopotamian civilization. The one more civilization called the Mesopotamian civilization. Which civilization? Mesopotamian civilization. See, I have already told here this civilization also originated in the river valley called here Tigris and afterwards Euphrates here. Which of the rivers here called here? Tigris and Euphrates. Okay, it is also originated in the river valleys called Tigris and Euphrates. And what is the meaning of this Mesopotamia? Means nothing but land between rivers. See, Mesopotamia means nothing but land between rivers. Okay, and these two rivers converted the west barren land into fertile land here. This converted into west barren land into fertile land. Which one? These rivers. These rivers converted the west barren land into fertile land here. And here, so many of the rulers also ruled this Mesopotamia here. Okay, many of the rulers. So in that, first who ruled this Mesopotamia is nothing but Sumerians. Okay, who ruled here? Sumerians. And these Sumerians were the first to see what means nothing but evolve. They were the first to evolve a system of writing. A system of writing called cuneiform. System of writing called here cuneiform. Okay, and these Sumerians were the first to evolve a system of writing called here cuneiform here. Okay, and which was this writing system of writing was used by Babylonians, okay, Assyrians, and afterwards Persians about 30 centuries. How many centuries here? About 30 centuries. This cuneiform was used by whom here? Nothing but Babylonians and Persians and also Assyrians here. Okay, and also the central area between the two rivers here. The central area between the two rivers, it is called here Babylonia. The central area of the central area between the two rivers is called here Babylonia here. Okay, and what here? Babylonia. And north part of this Babylonia was called here Akkad. Okay, and the south part was called here Sumer. The north part of the Babylonia was called here Akkad, and the south part we called here Sumer here. Okay, and also one of the most contribution of the Mesopotamian civilization, that was here they have built artificial what means nothing but they have built the, and also they have built artificial hills. Okay, who built here? The Mesopotamians built here artificial hills. It means nothing but, why it is nothing but the Sumerians they were the hill tribes. The Sumerians were the hill tribes and they were worshipping the gods. Okay, the hill tribes were worshipping the gods here, and gods were nothing but on top of the hills. They were worshipping the gods on the top of the hills here. Okay, so when they come to the, after coming to the plains here, when they come to the plains here, so they build artificial what here? Hills. So before they were in the hills, and there only they were worshipping the gods here, where the top of the hills here. So when they came to the plains here, there they have built what means nothing but artificial hills. They have built here artificial hills, where means nothing but on the plains, here. So why means nothing but established there, and their artificial hills they have established, and there they have established their places of worship. Good. The places of worship, they have places of worship. See, the places of worship they have established on these places here, and also they have built the artificial hills, and there they have established the places of worship. Why is nothing but to worship their god here. Okay, and these structures only we call here ziggurats. What we call here? These structures only we call here ziggurats here. Okay, ziggurat means nothing but here the artificial hills. The artificial hills here constructed on the plains, and also they have established their places of worship on that hills here, and that structures we call here ziggurat here. Okay, and if you see the picture in the textbook, you will understand what is which is called here ziggurat. And also they did not know how to build stairs here. The Mesopotamians did not, the Sumerians they did not know how to build the stairs. So that's why they surrounded, ziggurats surrounded by what means nothing but sloping galleries only. It means nothing but like this, sloping galleries from the both sides. Sloping galleries only we were seeing the both sides here. So there were no stairs because they did not know how to build a stairs here. So that's why we were saying what means nothing but sloping galleries both sides here. If you see the picture, you will understand what is ziggurat, and slopes and the stairs. There were no stairs here. Sloping galleries were there here. If you see the picture, you will come to know. Okay, and also the Jews called these structures Tower of Babel. Who called a Tower of Babel means nothing but the Jews. See, the Jews called these ziggurats. What means nothing but the Tower of Babel here. Okay, Tower of Babel. And also another contribution of the Mesopotamians, that is hanging gardens. What here? Hanging the gardens also. One is ziggurat, another one is hanging. Another one is hanging gardens here. See, hanging gardens also very important in the Mesopotamian civilizations. It was built by Nebuchadnezzar. Who built this one is nothing but Nebuchadnezzar. See, Nebuchadnezzar built this hanging gardens for his wife called Amithis. Who is his wife here? Amethys. Okay. He built hanging gardens for his beloved wife called here Amethys here. Okay. And also see, these were created on the banks of the river called here Euphrates, where these were built hanging gardens means nothing but on the banks of the river called here Euphrates here. So when means in the 7th century. In the 7th century, he built these hanging gardens on the banks of the river called Euphrates here. Okay. And this is also one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world here. Okay. Another one is pyramids. We have studied already, and this is also one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Which one? Hanging gardens. And I have told it was built by Nebuchadnezzar. So for his beloved wife, beloved wife called here Amethys. Then why did he build? Why did he build this hanging gardens means nothing but to console his wife. To console his wife, because she missed her motherland. She missed her motherland after the marriage. She missed her motherland. Her motherland was full of trees and flowers. So she missed that nature and everything here. So because of that, that's why because of that reason only, to console Amethys here, he built this hanging gardens here. And here also we are going to see here the trees, okay, gardens on the terraced where here the structures, terrestrial land and the different the trees are grown in the different levels and the terrestrial lands. There also we are going to see. If you see the picture of the hanging gardens, you will understand. There also we are going to see the trees and afterwards flowers and all those things here. So why miss nothing but because she missed her motherland. Amethys missed her motherland. To console her, he built this hanging garden here. Okay. And one more thing we are going to study in the Mesopotamian civilization, that is a code of law. What is that? Code of law. Then who introduced this code of law means nothing but one of the famous rulers of Amorites. Famous ruler of Amorites called Hammurabi. See, Hammurabi introduced this code of law here. Okay, and this code of laws are the rock edicts. These are the rock edicts and found in the year 1901 CE. In the 1901 CE, we have found the rock edicts of these laws here. These are the rock edicts here. Okay. When we found this one is nothing but in the year 1901 here. Okay, 1901. And this law also enforced the logic. This law also enforced the logic called here an eye for eye and tooth for tooth here. Which logic this law enforced means nothing but here an eye for eye and tooth for tooth here. And also he introduced or he has written this code of law. Why did he write this code of law means nothing but here to protect the rights of the all sections of the Babylonian society here. Why means nothing but to protect the rights of the all sections of the Babylonian society, especially here women and afterwards slaves here. To protect the rights of the women and afterwards rights of the slaves here, especially. So that's why he has written this code of law. And who has written this code of law means nothing but here Hammurabi. Who was Hammurabi here? He was a famous ruler of famous ruler of Amorites here. Okay, who? Hammurabi, and he introduced this. He has written this code of law here. So okay, and also this rock edict at present where we find this one is nothing but it kept in the Louvre Museum of the Paris. In the Louvre Museum of the Paris, we are going to see this rock edict here. So there we kept this rock edit. Where means in the Louvre Museum of Paris here. So there we find this rock edit here. And so like Egyptian empire, here also many of the rulers ruled Mesopotamia also here. So many of the rulers also ruled Mesopotamia here. Then who ruled Mesopotamia means nothing but I have already told who were the first to rule the Mesopotamia means nothing but Sumerians. Okay, they were the first to rule Mesopotamia. Okay, when means nothing but in the 4000 BCE. During the period of 4000 BCE, they were the first to rule Mesopotamia here. Okay, who? Sumerians. So, after the Sumerians here, Akkadians. Who ruled here? Akkadians here. Also, one of the tribe of the Arabian deserts. So, Akkadians were the one of the tribe of the Arabian deserts, and also it is known as Semites. Semites. Which one? Akkadians. It is one of the tribe of the Arabian desert. It is also known as here Semites. And after the Akkadians here, Amorites. Who ruled here? Amorites ruled Mesopotamia here. Okay. And here Amorites, who was the famous ruler of the Amorites means nothing but I have already told Hammurabi. See, Hammurabi was the famous ruler of what here? Famous ruler of Amorites, and also he is known for his code of law. Hammurabi was also known for his code of law here. See, after Amorites also another Semitic tribe here. Amorites also, it is also another Semitic tribe. So after them here Hittites ruled Mesopotamia, and after the Hittites who defeated the Hittites means nothing but Assyrians. See, Assyrians defeated whom here? Hittites here, and these Assyrians were the followers of the Asura. These Assyrians were the follower of the Asura, the desert god. Asura was the desert god here, and who were the followers of this Asura god means nothing but Assyrians. That's why they were called here Assyrians here. Okay, and these Assyrians were overruled by whom here means Chaldeans. Okay, they were overruled by Chaldeans here. See, the Chaldeans here, Nebuchadnezzar, the greatest king among the Chaldeans means nothing but that is Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, we know about Nebuchadnezzar. He was famous for the hanging gardens here. He built hanging gardens for his beloved wife called Amethys here. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar belongs to this Chaldeans. He was the famous ruler among the Chaldeans here. Okay, who? Nebuchadnezzar. See, afterwards, after the Nebuchadnezzar, by the 6th century, Persians attacked on Mesopotamia, and the Greek ruler called here Alexander. See, Alexander, he attacked here, and afterwards, after the attack of the Alexander here, the Mesopotamia came under the control of here what? Greeks here. Okay, came under the control of Greek, and Mesopotamia became the province of one of the province of Greeks here. Okay, after whom here? After the Chaldeans, the Mesopotamia became the province of the Greek here, one of the province of Greek. So like this, many of the rulers ruled Mesopotamian civilization here, called here Sumerians and Akkadians and Amorites, Hittites and Assyrians and Chaldeans, and finally the Mesopotamia came under the province of Greek here. So these are the highlights of Mesopotamian civilization here. Okay, in this Mesopotamian civilization also we have studied about ziggurat here, and cuneiform, and many of the hanging gardens and courts of law. Who was famous for courts of law is nothing but Hammurabi. Hammurabi has written the courts of law here, and many of the rulers also ruled Mesopotamia. The rulers of the Mesopotamia also we have studied in this Mesopotamian civilization. Then the one more civilization called here Chinese civilization. Okay, that civilization we are going to study in the next class. Okay, hope you all understood this two civilizations. Okay, thank you.